Are you ready?
The C.J. Howard Show. Now let's go to C.J. Howard.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the first new show of the 2022 season on the C.J. Howard Show. I am C.J. Howard with you tonight by myself as we get ready for what is going to be a good show. We got some good guests. We don't have a guest in the first segment. So, guys, I would really love your phone calls tonight. Let's get that phone line going. That'll really help me out. That'll give me somebody to talk to, and we'll get this show on the road. We got a lot of content to go over. Let's go over our guest tonight. Well, let's start with I don't have a guest for 8-10. It's been hard because of the coaches adjusting their schedule and practices a little later than usual. Was unable to get an 8-10 guest, but we will we'll try. We're definitely going to try to have one for the rest of the season. We'll just couldn't find one today. Josh Cook is going to be with me at 8:30. George Rogers Clark, head coach, just got done winning the what I call the fifth third. They now call the white, green, and something else holiday challenge. We'll talk to him about winning that, beating Ballard. We will also talk to Jeff Davison, South World head coach. We always love to talk to Jeff. They finished off on a strong note towards the end of Christmas. They're winning, doing well at the Gateway down there at Montgomery County. And then at 9:30, we'll have John Lowe with us. We got a lot to talk with John about. We got Christmas tournaments. We got Mountain Top 10 tomorrow night. We're going to see what it's going to sort of look like. We got 2 coaching hires we're going to go over with him, but I'm going to go over that with you before we even do that. And everything else. Guys, I want you to give me a phone call. Phone is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. 1-346-314-0906. I want you to give me a call. Hey, I'll talk to you. Got a lot to talk about. As I said, I do not have a co-host tonight either. Everybody a little bit busy. I understand. We're supposed to have John North. He's out of town. And then I had Corey. And Corey had a family situation. So it was a last moment, sort of hard to get a co-host, but we'll keep on going here on the CJ Harris Show. Now, I do need to make an announcement about next week's show. I am not going to be having one due to one reason. The All-A tournament is starting tomorrow night, and there's a chance that some certain teams could win that I would have to be at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. So instead of trying to put a show together and rush back to do it, I'm just not going to have one next week. But we'll be back with you on the 16th. Now, John North is going to be my co-host that night. He's already talked to me, told me he would be. So on the 16th. But no show next week. We'll go over more of that in detail and all of that. The phone number for the show, 1-346-314-0906. Let me hear from you. Let me see what's on your mind here on this Sunday afternoon as we return for the 2022 new year. We hope everybody's had a great start to the new year. We're in the second day of this new year, and there's a lot going on. Let's get to some highlights. Let's get to some. Well, I have lost. Let me get over here. I've lost my note. There's my note right there. I want to go over a couple of things with you. First of all, I want to talk about COVID. And this is the only time you're going to hear me talk about COVID tonight, unless, I ask one of the coaches or maybe about something up. But guys, please get your vaccinations. Also, please get tested. We need to see if we can get this slowed down. I really believe after the middle of this month in February, I think it'll start slowing down. I think everybody was a little curious about the numbers, what would it be. We had over 5,000 cases Friday before the new year. I don't think those numbers are going to be that way in the middle of July going into February. I think it'll settle down some. But for right now, we need to try to get those non-vaccinated people, need to get them vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, it's going to help you some. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you a whole lot. But do it that way as well. Also, I want to say my father-in-law is doing very well. I want to thank everybody that's prayed and give us prayers and checked on him. Ryan Farmer's checked on him all the time. Some others have too, but he's doing much better. Each day I can see major progress in him, and he's doing so well. And also about my new Facebook, I got hacked, and I don't like when I get hacked, but I got hacked, had to build a new Facebook. So if you're watching the show and I send you a Facebook request, it is real. It is a legitimate Facebook request. Go ahead and accept it. If you get one from me, it is real. I'm trying to get my everything back up and running as well on here. Also, let's see. We're talking about football. We talked about Mr. Football being gave to when we had our last show back on the 19th of December. Mr. Football has been given that on Friday, and I said Dixon of Belfry was named Mr. Football. We also told you that Dennis Johnson was named Coach of the Year in the state of Kentucky. So that was a lot going on. But these two pieces of breaking news happened during the Christmas tournament. Johnson Central hired their new head football coach. They stayed in-house. They stayed with an assistant. Jesse Peck is the new head football coach at Johnson Central. This would mean probably that the entire staff will remain intact. And that's a good thing because those kids need as much sterility as they can have in their life. Jesse will be a good pick. I think he's a great pick. I think any of the assistant coaches would have been a great choice. He'll do a great job. I think the tradition of Johnson Central football will continue and will go on strongly. We'll talk more about that with John Lowe later. And also, Rockcastle County made a hire. And I think a lot of people were, some was it, some was not. But Chris Larkey is the new head football coach at Rockcastle County, leaving North Laurel to go to Rockcastle County. I know that he had wanted to be, I know someday he wanted to coach there again because his dad did. He said in the press conference he's back home and he's right where he needs to be. And, I think he'll do a super job for them, the Rockets. I think the Rocket program will go to a different direction. This is I think North Laurel's really going to miss Coach Larkey because he's done a whole lot for them. When he took over the program, they were 3 and 4 win seasons, not making the playoffs. With Chris Larkey, I think they made the playoffs almost every year under his leadership. So we'll talk more about that with Chris Lowe about that too. High school basketball, full throttle. We did have some games canceled because of COVID. Now we're still having games canceled by COVID. One game has been canceled already in the 14th region tournament. I do have the all-A brackets right here. They're in my hand. We're going to go over those just a little bit. I want to go over there. I don't have the boys 15th. I do have the girls and boys. I have all the 14th to 13th, but I don't have the boys 15th. I do have the girls 15th, not the boys as well. We'll go over that. Christmas tournaments, we're going to talk with Chris or John about that when we get him on here. What their top 10 is going to look like and who are some of the favorites in the All-A. And we'll talk all kinds of basketball as well. Let's talk about Kentucky football. Yesterday, it was a great moment. There was a great moment in Kentucky football history yesterday. A come from behind victory to defeat Iowa 20-17. I think a lot of people will tell you that this was a hard game. This is a game that went right down to the wire. Kentucky had several chances before that last drive to go score, but Iowa's defense was very, very stingy. They did a really, really great job of shutting down Kentucky. But when it got crunch time, Kentucky stepped up to the plate. Rondell Robinson named the MVP. I know people were chanting one more year. We're going to find out. It'll appear sometime this week or next week what Rondell's going to do. I personally think he should stay because I'm hearing he's second, third round pick. I believe if he could come back, stay healthy, I believe he'd be a number 1 pick. I really believe that. So we'll find out how that goes as well. But the 2017 victory was a good win yesterday. The SEC has not done as well as I think people thought. Arkansas, South Carolina, Kentucky, Georgia, and Alabama were the only teams to win their bowl games. Now, in a conference that had everybody in a bowl, for the exception of one team, that was Vanderbilt. Only let's see, 5 of the 13 teams that were bowl eligible did not win their game. South Carolina won theirs, Kentucky won theirs, Arkansas won theirs, Georgia and Alabama, of course, won theirs because Georgia and Alabama are going to have a rematch in the national championship game a week from this coming Monday, which is going to be a tremendous game. I think it's going to be a better game. I think Georgia learned a lot from the first Alabama game. This is a danger of playing somebody twice that you don't know a whole lot about. So we'll have to work. We'll see how that plays in there as well. But a lot of great games. There's 2 bowl games left. There's 1 bowl game coming up on January 4th. That is Tuesday night, Kansas State and LSU. I don't know why that game is being played so late. And then, of course, the national championship will be played on the next Monday, a week from Monday, January 10th, as well as go there. Kentucky basketball, a lot going on there. Of course, when we last saw you, Louisville was the opponent that Kentucky was going to be playing. That did not happen. COVID was a problem in the Louisville locker room. They had to put in pause. So Louisville was out. But Western Kentucky was the opponent that Kentucky picked up to replace them. And Kentucky got an 83-56 win. Then they went into SEC play this past Tuesday and got a monster. I'm sorry. They beat High Point first, 94-49. That was Tubby Day, and it was a great day this past Friday. But before that one, they beat Missouri at Rupp Arena 92-48 in a very impressive victory for the Cats there. I think I had the wrong score on the Missouri game. The High Point game was 92-48. I think the Missouri game was 75-51. Somebody will correct me during the show. John will when we go over this. And the women are unfortunately having COVID problems right now. They've had to cancel their game tomorrow with Mississippi State. It was supposed to be a high-profile game on the ESPN network. Canceled because of Kentucky having COVID in their program. And the Georgia game for Thursday, not yet been determined whether or not it will be canceled or be played. We'll have to wait and see on that. A lot going on. I don't know if I missed a story or something I should talk about. Give me a phone call. Well, the phone number for the show is 1-346-314-0906. Give me a phone call. Talk to me, whatever you want. Ask me any questions you want me to, and we'll do it right here on the show. I want to remind everybody too that I want to congratulate the Cincinnati Bengals today. What a win they had, winning the NFC North division. Now they want to better themselves. They'll need to beat Cleveland next Sunday, and they will host a home playoff game. Right now, the seeding part has not been determined. I don't even think the number 1 seed has been determined yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals. They are the North Division champions. And I noticed that Les Dixon, a good friend of ours here on the show, Les Dixon's a big Bengals fan. He's like me. I've been a Bengals fan through the good and through the bad. And, it's like I'm a Reds fan. Reds, I've been with them good and bad. But, it was a good day today. Cincinnati played Tremar. I'll tell you what, I don't talk much about draft picks, but, I thought the Cincinnati Bengals were reaching a little bit on Jamar Chase when they drafted him. Boy, was I wrong. I was seriously wrong. That was one of the best draft picks the Bengals have ever had. Jamar Chase today, over 240 some yards receiving today. in the win over Kansas City. And it was just a super victory for those teams. It's just a super victory for the Bengals. There was a late score that interested everybody. The Cowboys at home had a chance to really supply themselves for getting home field. Might have hurt themselves really bad today as they got beat by the Cardinals 25-22 at Dallas. So that was big as well. Some other games today that was big. The schedule from the day. Of course, Cincinnati winning 34-31 over the Chiefs. It was the Bills 29, Falcons 15. It was the Bears 29, the Giants 3. Dolphins 30, losing to Titans 34-3. It was Raiders coming from 10 down to win 23-20 over the Colts at Indianapolis. Patriots slobber knocking the Jaguars 50-10. It was the Buccaneers coming from 7 down late to win over the Jets 28-24. This game had a crazy scene in it. Antonio Brown had a meltdown on the Tampa Bay sideline. He threw his clothes, his uniform, his equipment. It was a bad situation, but the Patriots were able to get through that and win the game. Eagles get a huge win on the road in Washington, 20-16 to keep their playoff hopes alive. Rams come from behind to beat the Ravens 20-19. It was the Chargers in a winning big in the late game, 34-13 over the Broncos. It was the 49ers 23-7 over the Texans. As I said, the Cardinals defeated the Cowboys 25-22. Saints come from win over the Panthers 18-10. Seahawks 51-29 over the Lions. And the game is going to be started here in about 10 minutes. The Vikings and Packers from Lambeau Field. I think the Packers can wrap up home field advantage with a win tonight. And then, of course, the Browns and Steelers. Loser of that game tomorrow night will be out of the playoffs. A pair of Browns come in 7-8. Steelers come in 7-1. Probably means more to the Browns than it does the Steelers, because the Steelers, there's one playoff spot, I think, left in each division. So we'll have to see how that works itself out as well. I want to go over a few things with you guys. We're waiting for the 8:30 interview with Coach Josh Cook, head basketball coach of the George Rogers Clark Cardinals. He's had a really good Christmas. They played some great basketball over there this past 2 weeks, and we're going to get a chance to talk with him and see what's going on over there in the 10th and go over some other stuff. I want to go over the All-A tournament. Now, we've already had a game or two in this tournament. Middlesboro, this is the 2022 13th region girls. Middlesboro got a win back on a couple days ago, December 31st. They've advanced. They will play Williamsburg tomorrow night. Redbird will play Jackson County tomorrow night. Harlan will play OBI tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night, Pineville will play Barberville. They'll play tomorrow night. Now, I got a chance to see Barberville play this past week. I'm very impressed with the Barberville Lady Tigers. I think them and Jackson. I think if things fall, I think it's them and Jackson County in the finals. I really do. On the boys' side, in the 13th, I don't lose my notes here. The boys start. They played one back on December the 7th, which was OBI playing Pineville. Pineville got that victory. So they'll move on to play. Then they'll play July the 8th at Harlan Independent. Now they got 4 games that day on January 8th. That's this coming Saturday. At 1:00, it'll be Middlesboro and Pineville. At 3:00, it'll be Barberville, Williamsburg. At 5:00, it'll be Lynn Camp in Jackson County. And at 7:00, it'll be Harlan Independent and Redbird. Then the semifinals will be on January 10th, and on January 11th, the championship game for the boys. I didn't mention on the 13 girls, January 6th will be the semifinals for the girls, and January 7th will be the championship for the girls. So that will be good as well. Now to the 14th region. They're the only region that has one bracket for both boys and girls. And here are the brackets. It's going to be Owsley County tomorrow night traveling to Wolf County. That is a boy-girl doubleheader. That will be a good pair of nice ball games right there. And then Knott County Central waiting the winner. When they will either Knott County will either travel to Wolf or to Owsley. Buckhorn will play Hazard tomorrow night. You can see that game on, I think, on Facebook Live is what we last heard. Definitely it's going to be on the radio tomorrow night. Check that out. That'll probably be Harold Bashir, and don't know who will be with him. I'm telling. Lee County will play the winner of the Hazard Buckhorn game. Lee County will either travel to Hazard or to Buckhorn. Tomorrow night also be one game. Breathitt County playing Jackson City boys. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip because the Jackson City girls do not have a team no more. Breathitt County automatically advances on to play Cordia girls on January 5th. But we'll get that in just a second. Cordia gets the bye. As I said, Cordia will automatically play Breathitt County at Breathitt. And the winner of the Breathitt Jackson City boys will play Cordia at Breathitt. JBS is, of course, I told you, will play the Leslie County Lady Eagles. So Wednesday night, JBS got a bye. Leslie County got a bye. They both advanced. They'll play each other on Wednesday night. Actually, they'll play each other Tuesday night. January 5th, see, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. No, that is Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Time to be announced on that one because I'm not sure of the time. But the Leslie County boys are automatically in the semifinals. JBS does not have a boys team, so that is out. So that will put them automatically in the semis. The games between Wolf, the Knott, Lee, Cordia, and those games will all be Wednesday night at particular gymnasiums. Now, the semifinals and championship will be at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex on Knott County Central High School on Saturday at 12, 2, and I'm thinking on the boys' side it's going to be 4:30 and 7:30, but we're going to check on the boys' times because I'm not for sure exactly what have they set. I know the last time I saw a bracket, it was that time. John should know more about that when we get him on here as well. And then I have the girls' 15th. Prestonsburg and Phelps will play tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Also tomorrow night, Martin County will play, but they're not going to be, they don't have an opponent because I think Pieris don't have a team. I had saw somebody where it said Pieris might have, they still was in the bracket, but they had to keep them in there for when they drew the bracket out. Pikeville's going to play Paintsville. And then Eastridge will play the winner of the Prestonsburg Phelps game. Shelby Valley will play Martin County. That is going to be an absolute slobber knocker this coming Wednesday night down in Martin County. Then the Betsy Lane Lady Cats will play the Jenkins Lady Cavaliers. The girls' semifinals will be on Friday. This is all at the Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville, at the big arena. January 7th will be the girls' semifinals, 6 and 7:30, with the championship game set for January 8th at 7 p.m. I don't have the boys. I was maybe somebody out there that out there watching the show from the 15th on D&D. If you know some of the boys' bracket, leave us a note. We would love to know what those games are so we can announce them here on the show as we get set. Phone number 1-346-314-0906. We want to hear from you. Give us a phone call here on the CJ Hour Show as we get you set. We're going to have Coach Josh Cook with us in just a little bit as we get set for what should be a good week of basketball. The All-A is really a fun week. Used to the All-A, the All-A used to be the second week in January. But when the WYMT moved their tournament to the beginning of December, the All-A moved their tournament up, so they had an extra week in case of snow. And yes, you did hear me say snow. weather is calling for snow. And if you live in the Leslie County school system, I can tell you right now, you're on a 2-hour delay. You're on a 2-hour delay in the morning. They're going to check the weather conditions and make sure it's safe enough to have buses and kids out on the road. So Leslie County schools are on the 2-hour delay. Hey, give me a phone call. Leave me some comments. I've had one comment so far, and that was from Josh Hall. I want to hear from you. Give me a phone call. Give me a phone call. We'll talk to you. We want to hear from you. I'm very disappointed that my boy Ryan has not called me. He's not been feeling too well. He made us the reason why he probably did not call. He's not called tonight. Of course, I said we've got Josh Cook at 8:30, Coach Davis at 9, and then John Lowe at 9:30. As we get set for what should be a pretty good week of basketball at the All-A. We love the All-A. I think the All-A is one of the best. And also the 2A tournament is going to be going on pretty soon. I think some of it starts this week. In the 13th region, I'm keeping my eye on that's going to happen because over there it's going to be some super basketball. Over there it's going to be what we're going to see is we're going to see 4 of the best boys teams playing and the 4 of the better girls teams playing. So that should be interesting as well. At this time, we're going to bring him on in here, the head basketball coach of the George Rogers Clark Cardinals and the main man there, Mr. Josh Cook. Josh, great to have you on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Always love to have you on the show. It's always a good interview with you, being a former mountain boy and everything. I tell you what, I've been impressed with your team, Coach. You went and played in 2, I think, what is the bigger tournaments in the state of Kentucky, and participated very, very well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been the past 7 games for us has been really competitive, elite teams, elite talent. So it's been for us, been a great opportunity to grow together, to try to find ways to improve, but really a lot of, great exposure for our guys too, just to have a chance to compete against guys like that and, that type of play. So, the past 2 weeks, it's been a lot. It's been very exciting.
Look at some of the teams you played. You played Lake Highlands, Florida. Then you went and played Dorman, South Carolina, North Oldham, Ashland, Woodford County, North Laurel, and Ballard. I mean, that's like playing a state tournament bracket right there, Coach.
Yeah, it's. I needed a few days off. I won't lie to you. I was pretty exhausted. I know the guys were exhausted. I think we all were. As it went on, we all wanted to see our guys continue to succeed and play well. So we started pushing pretty hard, and we definitely gave our guys some days off. But yeah, it's been it's best of the best competition for sure. So we're very thankful for the opportunities we had.
I know they changed the name of the Lexington tournament. It used to be called the Fifth Third.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's called the White Green, and I didn't catch the last part of that name, the Holiday Classic.
Magger. I think it's Magger. Yeah. Magger.
Still a very competitive field. I think they still have 30-some teams in it, 20-some teams, I think. Having played in that, and in the King of the Bluegrass, do you feel like your team is at a high level now, or you still got a lot you can do to get better?
There's a lot we can get better. And, there's definitely a lot to be proud of and build off of, more about the mindset and belief that, hey, that what we're trying to accomplish and the things we're doing can work at elite level. But, definitely there's a lot we can get better at. Definitely use the next month and a half to really find, small things, more or less. I think when you're a good basketball team, you do a lot of things well, and that's just being honest. So it's really important that we sit back and look and try to be our biggest critics in our own way and try to really figure out small things and small goals that we really know we need to get better at as a team and also individually as well.
I want to talk about a couple of the teams you did play during Christmas because your schedule before Christmas was you did what you had to do to be prepared to go into the Christmas break. You knew going to play in the King of the Bluegrass, which is to some probably the most prestigious tournament of all the Christmas tournaments in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. But to get the opportunity to be able to play in that, talk about the level of competition there. I know you, not just your team playing, you got to see some of the best athletes from other states, just not Kentucky, play. And how would you measure your kids up against those kids? Because those kids are pretty good, and your kids are awesome, really great. Compare that.
Well, it was good. It's also, out of state. The first time we played Lake Highlands, they have their best player, I guess what you would say, is a 4-star going to Ohio State, Bryce Sensabaugh. And then their point guard was Joe Berry's little brother. Joe Berry that played in North Carolina, his little brother was the point guard. So, then we played Dorman, South Carolina, which is the number 1 team in South Carolina, and they got us by 2. And year in, year out, they're one of the better programs in the nation. So, and then playing even a better Kentucky team. But, it was good for our guys just to have the ideal play against some of those elite talent guys that had those big time offers. The kid from Dorman was going to Alabama. So it was good for guys just to see, hey, if also to show that we need to be more consistent as a team and as players. If you want to be at that level, if you want to be able to play at such a high level, you got to be consistent. And our guys see that, hey, those guys got to be doing a lot of things right with their bodies and the way they train and their mindset. So it was good for our guys to see those type of talent and know that we got guys that can play with those guys, but also understand, hey, let's learn what we can from them so we can get better.
One score that caught my eye, because Ashland's highly rated throughout the state. I've seen Ashland 10, 11 in some polls. You took them to the woodshed, Coach. That was a very impressive victory.
Yeah, and it was there's a lot of toughness there too. We'd both played several games, and and our guys were really kind of locked in defensively that last day. I mean, it was tied at halftime. In the second half, there were some adjustments made, and our guys have been really coachable lately. I got to give them credit for that. It's not a lot of the times these are not real complicated adjustments, but we are making adjustments saying, hey, these are things we want to do to simplify some things defensively, to take away another team's best option. And our guys did that in the Ashland game, and it was pretty effective.
Then you went into what used to be called the Fifth Third, is now got a new name now. Same place, same atmosphere, but tough place to play at Lexington Catholic. You open up in Woodford County. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about them when you went into that game. They gave you a tough ball game, Coach. Then everybody had their eyes on the game. You guys in North, everybody loves your team. Reed Shepherd, one of the top players in the state of Kentucky. How fun was that game? Because that had to be one of those games that was back and forth, athleticism on both sides, just great coaches, you and Coach Valentine. How was that game?
It was awesome. It was packed. I'll say the environment was something that our kids always remember. And, for me, I enjoy that. I enjoy those moments for our guys. I think there was probably 1,800 to 2,000 people in there. So, and people, Reed's a special player, and Coach Valentine does a great job. And I love North Laurel. I think they play together so well and they do their jobs. But our guys love challenges, and our guys really got up for that game. They wanted to have an opportunity to go compete and show, and they done their best what they could as a total team effort as far as defensively. And our guys played very well that night.
And then some people would think you would have a letdown getting in the finals. You have Ballard sitting there. You just play North. You're coming in, but you got a nice 11-point win against probably Ballard top 5 in the state. That really had to boost your kids' egos really good.
Mm-hmm. About Ballard's good, yeah. I mean, Ballard. If I was still sitting there saying today, it's hard not to say they're the best team in the state overall, just because of their depth, athleticism, all their weapons. But they're really good. But our guys, we got down early. And our guys they allowed us to push them. I'll say I was kind of worried. A lot of times Ballard gets up on you. Ballard, they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you bad. So our guys showed some resistance and showed some toughness. And, by that, and I said, hey, we're going to hang in there, get us to the third or fourth quarter so we can make our adjustments and hopefully put the pressure on them. And our guys hung in there. And by the fourth quarter, we did that. And a cool stat for us is, I know people always love offense, but defensively, our guys gave up 4 points in the fourth quarter. So I give them credit. To be able to do that means they execute the game plan, and they were showing toughness to get stops. So it being Christmas, that's a good sign for us and something we want to continue to build off of.
Yeah, because now you get into the heart of your schedule. You're going to get into a lot of region games, district games. Uh, uh, One game that catches my eye, February 9th, you got Knox Sickle coming to your place.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a fun ball game there. You got Coach Patterson's team. They've lost a couple games in their first Christmas tournament, but they did bounce back and they've won 4 in a row now. But if you come back from the break, you will open Tuesday night. You got Paris at home. You said you give your boys a couple of days off. Well deserved rest after what you just went through in those 2 tournaments. Second half of the season, as you get set for it, especially your region, is very, very tough.
Right.
We look at you got a new coach in Montgomery County. I had John on the show last week. It was or 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I think John's going to do a great job in Montgomery County. But I'm seeing where Mason County's getting back into the groove of things. Starting to have Campbell County starting to really come to the forefront. Your region's starting to get those school names that were there the past 4 or 5 years since you guys have come in there. I mean, you've been there before, but talk about your region because it's starting to get compacted again.
Yeah, it's a good region, and there's so many different styles. So for us, it's so important to play different types of teams throughout the year, to play just to go against different systems, because one night you can play a team that plays possession basketball, one night you might play a team that's going to press you 32 minutes. So we got to be able to handle both situations and dictate tempo how we need to. It's a good region. Mason's really good. Campbell County is always going to be really good come February. They're just so well coached in their system. Harrison County, I think, is tremendously talented. We played them early in the year. I think they're only going to get better. And our district, our district's always pretty good and competitive. So it's this type of year we want to go take. There's a lot of games played in January, and then in February we close out with a really strong schedule. So we want to find ways to get better, and even if it's nitpicking and find some small things, we really want to find ways to get better the next month and a half.
You got a couple of classics that's going to be at your place. You got the Tim Short Auto Classic going to be at your place. You play Dunbar. Also, you have Shelby County coming in on Martin Luther King Day. That's on the 15th. The Tim Short Auto Classic is going to be on the 8th there at your place. We talked about last year how if nobody's ever been to your venue, they really, really need to come be a part of come see it or come try to play there if they can get a game with you or your girls. Because I think it's one that I caught one of the top-notch venues in the state of Kentucky. State of the art. It's got everything you need. It's so beautiful. And I just love it. I want someday come down and watch a game, so far away. But I would love, if you can get your team in there, I would love you guys to go there and play down there because it's such I love your place.
It's a cool place, and I mean, there's a lot of fun to it too. Kids get excited. It's got video boards. You'll see so many small things that make you feel like you're at a collegiate game. It's just a really first class facility. So we definitely encourage people, want people to come check it out. Next Saturday we host the Tim Short Classic. It's a great it's a great schedule. Martin County and Pendleton County kick it off. Second game will be Cooper and Louisville Eastern, both prestigious programs with great coaches. Martin County's got Brady Dingus coming down from the mountain, so it'll give great opportunity for them. And then that third game is Madison Central, I think, is one of the top 10 teams in Kentucky, and they're playing Harlan County. And Harlan County's got they're always going to be really good. They got Trent Owens, a special player. So and then we played Dunbar that night, and Dunbar. I'm not really sure where rankings will be at this point, but they were preseason top 15, around top 10 range, so they're going to be really good. So it's a great day of basketball, and if people get free, I think we only charge like $5. so come down, check it out, watch some basketball, and check out a great facility.
I hate to bring this word up because you still got to be aware of it. It's around us. It's around us every day. Numbers are getting higher. Cancellations are coming left and right. Still got to worry about COVID, Coach.
Yeah.
And how are you keeping your team? How are you keeping your team from not being concerned about COVID? Because we're seeing a lot more. We're seeing more cancellation as we progress through. What's it going to take? What are you doing for your team, and what's it going to take for us to get the numbers down?
Now, I think we're just trying to be upfront and honest about, like, hey, like, guys, obviously we're coming out of the holidays, so we talked about today. It's like, hey, we need to really do a good job of communicating here, making sure we're being proactive. So, like today, hey, we're making sure the locker rooms were extremely clean and sanitized. Just, we always do that, but just really giving a good thorough cleaning of everything today, and just telling our guys like, hey, y'all might, let's take a break from, this week. Let's be safe. Let's be smarter about what we're doing. When we get done practice, go home. Let's try to just, let's get through the week and see what the next 2 weeks bring, and just be smart and take care of yourself. So, we just want to be proactive, and I hope the situation improves. I do know that the numbers are starting to kind of, or there's some cases popping up. So hopefully, I hear those things, and hopefully it doesn't, get right back into where it's been in years past. So hopefully we'll all do a good job together and continue to move forward.
I just said a few minutes ago when I was going over my topics from the show, I thought if we could get in the end of January, beginning of February, I think numbers could go down because your group exposure won't be as high.
Right.
You won't be able, Christmas and New Year's, you had to know the numbers. I don't what they're going to be tomorrow when they come out for the first time, but I expect a high number.
Yeah.
If not tomorrow, Tuesday, so. But I do think slowly it will progress back down, I believe, because there won't be as much group, as I said, group people being together, and so that will help some as well. Coach, I was going to talk about your new football coach you had this past season. He come from Paintsville, Coach Jericho. Was wondering how's your working? How you like having him around? He's a good guy, and he does some really good things there at Paintsville.
Yeah, and I really only got just a little bit of chance to know him. He's not really in the building, so he's got another job. So I get to see him sometimes. But he seems very passionate about his program. His assistants seem to have a great work ethic, and they seem to care about kids. So, for me, people in our building, you've got to adjust for kids. You've got to make sure that you see kids for their opportunities. That see the kids' personality and be able to adjust and try to help give those kids opportunities. So. When you're a high school coach, you just got to remember that. And so, that's they seem to see things the same way. So I'm supportive of that. And as long as they're putting the kids first and and loving their kids up, I'm good with that. So
I always say that the football coaches, the basketball coaches, and the baseball, softball, and track coaches should always work together because all those kids are your athletes. They're going to play those sports. They're going to play football, basketball, baseball, softball, track. Other schools have more sports they might want to play. So it's good that the coaches are all getting along and working together to make it an easy transition for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to. I mean, it's really if you're doing what's right for kids, and because a lot of times we're that we want to get them through high school. We want to pick them up when they do have failures and make sure they have every opportunity to move on and succeed after high school.
One other thing, I got a chance to watch Alice Lloyd play Friday. They were down at Eastern. It was a cool game. I know Scott got me in. I appreciate Mr. Cornick doing that. Unfortunately, they lost their big guy the game before they went down there. But you played at Alice Lloyd. Tell me what they felt going to play at Eastern. Because I don't think you ever got to play in a venue of that big stature. But how you think they felt going in there Friday when they was playing Eastern? And then, of course, they played Moorhead too this year.
Yeah, I think what's cool about Alice, when I was talking actually with this to another college, I can't remember off the top of my head. This actually was a recent conversation the past week, and we were talking about Alice Lloyd. And that's the one thing a lot of times those kids play with a chip on their shoulder. They always play with a point to prove. They always play together. They appreciate each other. If you go to Alice Lloyd College, you're going to develop some really cool relationships with people, and that carries over to the basketball court, and that carries over to being around the team. So, when those guys go have a chance to do things like that, Will Philpott, who starts with them, he played for me. Will Philpott just wants to play and compete. And one thing about it, kids from Alice Lloyd is, they want to compete and play, and they got some toughness about them. So, I'm sure they were extremely excited. I'm, also sure they were disappointed they lost because, they want to win every game they can play. But most importantly, they'll remember that moment, and they'll know that we didn't try to play together.
Eastern's got a good team. But Moreno kid, he played very well. Didn't get a chance to watch Braxton. No, he was out. He missed the game. because I do not know the reason why, but he did not play. But it was a good day of basketball. Got to watch the women play earlier. Eastern women played the University of Cumberland's. That was a 5 or 6 point game as well. But it was I think it's a time that the men at Alice Lloyd and they'll never forget. And opportunity to go play big time basketball, get to big time school. You always cherish that, and
Right.
I think they will for a long, long time.
Well, it's good.
Josh,
It's good those schools do that
well,
too.
Yeah. And it was good to see Scott schedule that game because that shows that he cares about his kids. He wants to give them some exposure and get them out there and get them seen. A lot of coaches would not have want to never get near a game like that.
Right.
But you ain't gonna get no better if you don't play, you don't get him exposure. So
Right.
I give Scott kudos. Tell you what, he's a hardworking man. For somebody that coaches basketball and baseball and has to juggle it the way he does, he gets hats off A+ for me because that's a hard job to do. And I don't know if you've got to see the pictures of the baseball field shaping up to going to be looking really beautiful. I don't know if you saw them or not, but yeah, they're almost done with it. They got some work in the outfield to do, but the turf's looking beautiful, dugouts. It's just got things really going well there at Alice Lloyd. And, I know you have a lot of great memories there as well, and there in Past. Coach, love having you on the show. I know you'll come anytime I holler at you. I tell you what, I'm gonna put you on the spot. When I come to Rupp Arena for the boys' Sweet 16, the first week there, I think I'm going to see your team there. I really believe you proved to me the last 2 weeks you're going to be in my top 5, in my top 25 come Thursday night. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you that you're already getting close to my top 5 before we took Christmas break, but you'll be definitely in there now. But your team's so good. I love watching them. I love to watch highlights. I love watching them play. Maybe someday I can get down there to you and get to watch a game.
Please
I'd love to do that. But Coach, thank you so much for being part of the show tonight. Please come back, and good luck to you in the rest of the season. And we might holler at you before the tournament starts.
Okay, that sounds good. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Josh Cook, head basketball coach of George Rogers Clark Cardinals. And if you've never been to George Rogers Clark County, you need to get down there, folks. I am telling you, that is a phenomenal facility there. Give me a phone call. 1-346-314-0906. Get me a sip of soda there. As we get Jeff Davis at 9 o'clock. John Lowe at 9:30 as we get set. We were talking about the All-A, which starts tomorrow night around the state. Some games will be played tomorrow night. Some will be played Tuesday. Some will be played next week. Got a lot of good teams. I'm looking at this 15 girls now, and I'm going to break it down just a little bit. Martin County's had a really great start to the season. But the top 2 teams are going to wind up playing each other, I think, Shelby Valley and Martin County. Pikeville's in the upper bracket. So we're going to see Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Shelby Valley, Martin County is going to play. They're in the Appalachian Wireless Arena. They're in Pikeville. That's going to be one heck of a basketball game. It will be very physical. It will be very rough. This will be a very good, I don't want to say a mean game, but it's going to be one of those games. It's going to have a lot of physicality in it. I want to mention too that the top bracket will be played Tuesday night. The bottom bracket will be played Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday in the 15th region. Now, let's get to the 14th for just a few minutes. I need to clarify some stuff that some people did not know. A lot of them didn't know. Originally, the tournament was supposed to have been this year at Owsley County. Owsley preserved the rights to not have it. They said they would prefer. It was such a hard event to do last year. They didn't think they would have the staff and the people around to do it, so they thought they'd go ahead and just pass it on. Knox County's going to be having the semifinals and the finals. Now, it says on your brackets that says Owsley County. That is not correct. It is going to be in Knott County at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. So that makes for what in the girls bracket, you got some really good ball games. You've got the matchups. Now, a lot of these are doubleheader games, except for Breathitt County Jackson City is not a doubleheader because Jackson City girls don't have a team, and Breathitt County automatically will move on to play Cordia. Cordia got a bye. And then, of course, JBS and Leslie County both played as well. So we'll be at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex at Knott County Central High School on Saturday, 4 games. Then on Sunday, the championship at 2 and 4 o'clock there at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. We're going to talk more detail about everything going on in the All-A with John. Want to talk a little bit about an event I was at. We was at Leslie County this past week and saw some good basketball. The Lady Eagles got some nice wins. We saw some good basketball. We had 4 good teams there. McGoffin County, Coach Justin Williams, Coach Brandon Hayes, and the Bertha County Lady Cats were there. And Coach Scott Broughton and the Barberville Lady Tigers were there, along with the Leslie County Lady Eagles, Coach Larry Sparks and his staff. Great. If you've not been to the Hyden Citizens Bank tournament someday, come over and check a game out. It was a great atmosphere. The parents and the kids really do a great job. You got really good stuff in the concession stand, selling T-shirts. They have a great time. It's a good tournament. It's a lot of fun. The Hyden Citizens Bank is one of the most. We just had our 9th annual classic. We'll be going shooting for number 10 next year, hopefully. If we, we'll have another good strong field. But always love the Hyden Citizens Bank. Coach Broughton, Coach Hayes, and Coach Williams, all 3 coaches. We'll try to get on the show in the weeks to come. But we saw some good basketball there. And also we saw the return of Emily Rourke for Leslie County, a young lady that had been out with injury. Great to see her back. It was great to get everybody back that had been out with injury. Unfortunately, we are going to be missing one of our players. We're going to be missing Iris Napier. Of course, everybody knows by now that she did tear her ACL back in the Corbin tournament. She'll be out. Our prayers are with her and her family as they prepare for Tuesday for that surgery. It's going to be they need all the prayers they can get, as we're going to miss Iris. We love Iris. Iris is a very big part of our family, and we're going to miss her very much. But she'll still be around with us. But we'll miss her on the court, and we'll want to wish her good luck and prayers as we go. All right, we've got our main man, Mr. Jeff Davis, going to join me right now. Hello, Coach.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going nicely. I tried to get your sidekick, Brian, to be my co-host this week, but sort of hard for him to be when he's in Orlando. And so I said, well, I'll give you a hall pass on this one. I said, I'll have to bring back another one when you're going to be around. You can rough him up a little bit. He's been real busy the past 2 days with that great win Kentucky had yesterday.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me follow Josh Cook. That was really nice of you.
Well, I thought you would like to follow him. I mean, he all he did was win 6 of his last 7, beat 5 rated teams, and beat probably the best team in the state of Kentucky in Ballard. So, I mean, you're okay, Coach. You did well yourself. I mean, I was proud of your guys. I mean,
let me tell you, Josh is
won 5 in a row.
I like Josh a lot. He keeps on trying to steal my father as an assistant coach. So I figured that's one reason. But no, I think a lot of Josh, and he's done a great job. And he's just not got a team that's maybe top 5. They're probably the best team in the state, maybe the second. But he's got a legit shot of winning it all.
One of the best teams I've seen during Christmas was Cub Cav, and I don't know how they did in their last tournament. But when they played North Laurel, they really did a good job of getting them out of their offense. The Cubcaps seems to have that team this year again that they've had in the past. They're back to playing the way they used to play when they won state championship one year, slowing you down. And then they'll speed you up if they have to, but they're not going to speed up if they don't have to. And it really hurt North because North wants to run with you. North wants to get the ball out and go. And that was just not a – but they hung in there. They had their chances. But we talk about Christmas tournaments really tell a lot about your team. I think Josh found out a lot about his team. But just before Christmas, you got a really good look at your team from different perspectives. From the Corbin, let's see. Let me go back. Let's see. From the North Laurel game all the way to when you played Owen County in the final game of the Gateway. That was one of the toughest stretches I think you probably had since you've been coached there at South, right?
It's been a tough stretch. If you look at just games and the time frame we were playing them in, we had a stretch there. I think we played 5 road games in 7 days and 4 in 5 days. And you play West Jessamine, who Damon Kelly's one of the top coaches in the state, preparing his team. They're always tough. And then you turn around, you got to play Scott County at Scott County. And we had to find a way to claw back and find a victory there. And then you had to play probably the most athletic team that we have faced just from top to bottom in Frederick Douglass. They're just so athletic. And for us, that was, it was a challenge. So that was a good 3 days and 4 days, 3 games and 4 days stretch there. And then turn around, you play the top team in the region and arguably the second or third best team in the region.
Corbin and North Laurel back to back. I thought when I watched
Harlan
you play Harlan
County.
When I was watching you play Harlan County, I don't think it was a lack of this Harlan County outplayed you. You guys were tired. I don't want to use excuses, Coach, but I could just tell you guys had put so much. You guys play so hard and so tough. It's hard to, and that right there is very hard to do. Come back to back nights. That's and I know why you did it, to get your kids ready in case you made the regional tournament. That's what's going to happen on a regional tournament night. You're going to have to play one semifinal one night, and come back the next night and play the championship. So if you got there, your kids have already had a taste of what that be like.
Well, in any other year, let's just be I didn't like it, but that's what we had to do. And it try to find out where we are mentally, try to build some mental toughness. How can we fight through adversity? This time of year, especially over the Christmas break, a lot of teams are playing a lot of games. Not a lot of practice is going on because you got to balance saving legs. You got to balance, minutes and how much do we get in. There's a lot of walkthroughs. There's a lot of film rather than actually getting reps and practice that you need to work on. A lot of teams are facing that. So, you got teams that are going to Florida. They go to South Carolina, wherever they're traveling. So adds another stuff on it. And then, out of the element of the daily schedule of school. So there's a lot of mental things that you have to fight with your team just to stay focused into that. So we found out a lot about our team. We played some really good teams that played different styles and played us different. We played pressing teams and teams that mixed up their defenses and different things. So we learned a lot about ourselves. Now we just got to go and work on that in practice.
You don't. I'm gonna go back to your Christmas schedule, but I was gonna say you start the 2022 season with a bang because you play Knox Central on Tuesday night. You have to go to you have your next 3 games: Knox Central at Knox Central, Bell County in the Raymond Reed Classic, and Corbin at home. And you got it within. Yeah, you got a little room there, but that's a good way to get 2022 underway.
It's a good way to get fired too, right?
Nobody's gonna fire you. Who would fire? There's nobody fired.
I'm just saying
I would have a picket sign out in front of your school, and I would definitely make sure that that would never happen.
Well, my wife would probably fire me after the month we just went through, being gone so much. And I think some of our parents are tired of traveling, but it is what it is. It's scheduling to me. We're not looking to create the cupcake schedule, unlike what some people think that we play. In my mind, we don't, but that's what some people think we do. But I schedule games against people that are going to make us better and get ready for the tournament. And I want to make sure our kids see all kinds of different things. I want them to be pushed. I want them to be tested each and every time. I want them to handle adversity. When things aren't going our way, how are we going to react? How are we going to grind? And through all that stuff, we want to push ourselves defensively. Can we guard people? When our shots are not falling, can we still guard people?
Yeah, I mean, I go back. Let's go back to Christmas for a second. You just got done playing in 3 days and 3 games at Montgomery County. I just had John on the show, our last show. I think John's going to do a great job at Montgomery County once he gets all of his kids and gets them incorporated in how he wants to play. But how fun was it to play in the Gateway? Because I know I've heard a lot of people say that's a fun tournament to be a part of. It's probably one of the older little tournaments that nobody knows about, but it's got a high power, always got high power teams in it every year.
He came in kind of like everybody with this COVID and everything, kind of behind the 8 ball, trying to get people who didn't know what you could do, couldn't do, and trying to get a schedule. But they got 2 of the nicest facilities around. You got the arena and then the old school barn. We got to play in it one game, and it was brought back some old memories of playing in the old, and I love old gyms. And so we drove back and forth each night. So it was about an hour and 45-minute drive. But we played 3 good teams, ran first class. I mean, it was the hospitality, the take care of you, make sure you had everything you needed. I think next year it'll be a better situation for them. They be able to get more teams and more pub to get guys in there. But it is a first class tournament for sure.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys got to play in it because you deserve to play in something like that. I told John when he was on the show, I said, John, that you do know you're walking into a situation where your tournament's one of the most watched tournaments in the Mount or in the Commonwealth. Because a lot of people like to watch the Gateway. I know a lot of people played in it, so they love to be a part of it. But that you got you 3 good wins there. You beat Brackett County. Then you played Betsy Lane, who I think is not a bad team out of the 15. You beat them about 18, and then you got Owen County there at the end. Beat them about 11. Coach, as we head down the stretch, as I said, the first 3 games: Knox Central, Bell County, and Corbin. And then you got Williamsburg, and then you play Corbin again. District play is very important for you for seeding purposes, but I don't think your district's had a little bit of a changeover. Whitley County just fired their coach back before the season began. I think he got 2 games in before they made a change there. Williamsburg has been playing extremely well. They just got done having their first holiday tournament. They had 6-7 teams up there. Our Lescotty boys played up there. They won 1 game, lost 2. But your district's a little bit different from past because Corbin's still Corbin. You guys are still South Laurel, but you got a dangerous team in Williamsburg, and you got a Whitley County team that I don't know under new direction. Where you think they're going to go? Where's this district going?
Well, it go anyway. I think there's already been 1 district game that was Williamsburg at Corbin, and I think Corbin ended up winning ended up being like 15 maybe, but it was a little bit closer than that. But Whitley's very, very capable of beating and being right there. They got great guard play. They're without one kid, the big kid Downs, and when he gets back, he'll add another piece to that puzzle and makes them dangerous. And they've got 3 or 4 other kids that can just put the ball on the floor. They can score, they can shoot. Very athletic. So they're very dangerous, and they're very capable of winning the district. Then you got Williamsburg with Steely there, who I think he had 51 the other night. And they've got some really nice young kids around him. And the more they get games under the belt, time it comes district tournament time, they'll be right there as well.
Yeah. Then some games you have the rest of the year. You got Whitley County, of course, after you play Corbin. You got Harlan County at home. You're going to play Wolf County. That's going to be an interesting game. You can play them at Bell County in the Pride of the Mountains basketball showcase. That's going to be interesting to see. Wolf County's not a bad basketball team. They got a couple of what I call fifth-year seniors. Because I don't know what to call them, because I don't know what you call them, because I mean
senior. We'll just call them seniors. How about
okay,
that?
we'll call them seniors. But technically, you would I would say 5th-year senior, but then people frown on that.
I don't know what the politically correct
Because
word is.
we had this discussion on the bus going to games. I wonder what you would call our senior that come back to play another year. Call him a 5th-year senior, a whole back senior. Nobody could ever give me a correct answer. Then you play Wolf. Then you got Williamsburg. And then you end the season playing. You play a team that Josh has already played. Frederick Douglass. You already played Frederick Douglass. You played them early in the year. You're going to play them again at home.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got Madison Southern in the season, and then LCA. You'll end the year with them. One other thing, that Raymond Reed Classic. That's one of your showcase games when you have all day games. Start what about 11? Go all the way.
I think it starts at 1. I think we've got 4 games that day. I think Rockcastle plays Whitley County. Corbin plays Frederick Douglass. Knox Central plays Montgomery, and we play Bell County. So it's going to be a great day. 4 local teams playing 4 teams out of the area. 4 really good local teams going at it. Actually, could be 5. Yeah, 5 local teams. So it's a great day to honor Raymond Reed for all that he had done for Laurel County. And tagging on that, we kind of honor Darren Reed, who was a Raymond's son, who was assistant coach and coached a lot South Laurel girls and boys side, and just a great friend of mine as well. So we're lucky that we get to continue to honor them with this, and just looking for a great day.
Yeah. This is what, the 6th or 7th annual Raymond Reed Classic?
I think so, 6 or 7.
Yeah, I know it's been going on for a long time. You can always look on the schedule. That's the first thing the 2 things I look for. That one, and then usually you'll have another Saturday right about the 2nd week of the season where you'll play all day.
Yeah, we've got a few. We do the preseason thing with the G.J. Smith right before the season. Then we do the Ted Cook in honor of Ted Cook, who has done a lot for Laurel County, of course, but a lot of things for basketball, just not necessarily for the state. Big supporter of the KHSA in the state tournament. So yeah.
And then of course you had an event, a new event you added to it, the Legacy Nissan Dribble Drive Classic.
Yeah, this is actually our. This would be our 4th. Would be our 5th, but COVID last year, so it's our 4th year. So we had a really good tournament. Had a lot of good local teams. Had some really good. Had some kids from Northern Kentucky, and Cooper ended up winning that, beating Dixie in the finals. So it was a really good tournament.
Yeah, I didn't. We were playing. Our girls were playing at Corbin that week, so I'd heard a lot though, because some people were traveling back and forth, was telling us about some of the other tournaments going on around the area. Coach, you know, you're one of my favorite people in the world. I tried to get up with you during football season. I wanted you to be a co-host with me during one, because I know football's a good time for you to come on with me, spend a couple quality hours with me. The day that I wanted you to do it, I think you had something going on, and then you're such a busy man, I was not able to get back up with you. But I do want to make it a point right now that I want you to co-host a show with me next year during the football season. I want you to be my co-host.
We'll do it. I'll do it anytime you want. We'll do it. I know we couldn't get Connect this year. We had some family things come up at last minute, and we lost a few family members back in the fall. So I apologize for that. I told you I would.
No, let's not listen.
We mismatched.
You know what?
We'll do it.
You never apologize to me. I mean, you listen. You coaches, I'm just lucky enough to have you guys, any coach, girl or boy, to come on here and be a part with me. It's an honor. To be able to talk about your guys' teams every day, every week is an honor to me. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's from Bowling Green to Louisville. I mean, we're going to talk about these teams. We're going to get them out there. We're going to get their kids some motivation, some being seen. They need to be heard about, and especially our mountain teams, because I mean, you're one of my favorite people. As Carly Bell said last year, me and her, we'd go home. We'd do anything for you. I mean, you're just a great guy. I mean, because you're funny. I told you remind me a lot of Mark Collett and Daniel Day and them that work at Leslie County. They're funny like you. They just have a good time. They enjoy life. And you enjoy life, and you enjoy your team, and that's what it's all about. And I know anything I need that you would do for me, and I appreciate that. But I do want you to be on here. I mean, I might even try to get you before the basketball season's over. Get you on here to be a co-host with me.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there, and we'll make it work. And I appreciate what you do for the mountains. These kids, I don't think they really understand how much it means. Sometimes it's kind of like I told Les Dixon and the 13th Region media people. It's we kind of take it for granted for what we have. When you leave this area and you go out, kids in other places, even the big cities, don't get this kind of coverage and this kind of attention. And it's great that people like you could continue to promote kids in a positive way. I know there's some negative feedback that comes to some, why didn't my kid get this or that? That's our society. And but if it wasn't for you, then who would get anything? So it's much appreciated, and anytime we can talk about our players and our team and our program, and as coaches, we're thankful for that.
I also wanted to mention too. I forgot to mention with Josh, but we want to continue to pray for the people in Western Kentucky and the people that just got flooded yesterday. We had several surrounding places here in the mountains. I'm not. I don't know if they need a lot of stuff. I know Western Kentucky is still needing a lot of things. I know the schools have been participating, getting bus loads full of items and taking them to Bowling Green and helping with that. Please continue that, and we want to continue our prayers for the people, for the tornado people, and the people that were flooded yesterday throughout Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah. It's what we talk about with our team every day. Even when in our bad day, it's still better than somebody else's day. And when we think we're having it bad, we're playing a game, and we all try to win. We're all trying to compete and try to strive. But at the end of the day, we're fortunate that we get to do what we get to do. And there's somebody out there that doesn't have the means, they don't have the ability, or they've had it taken away from them. So, I try to approach it from when the horns start, when we tip off to the last horn. In those moments, we're competitive. We're going at it. I'm giving everything I got. When it's over, it's over. We try to leave it alone, and we move on, and we learn from it. But it's a game. and we're trying to mold kids and make them strong young men when they get out on their own. And we're praying for the people in Western Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky with the flooding, and there's always going to be something. It's just the times we're in, and we just got to be looking out for our neighbors. We got to go back to the old days when we looked after our neighbor and we made sure they had everything they needed. So,
yeah, 100 right on the money, Coach. That's the best way to put it. Well, Coach, I want to wish you good luck. I know your next 3 games, probably that hat will be cut in half or something. That hope not, but it's going to be a stretch.
It won't be that. I'm not that intense over there, am I?
No, you're intense, but you're a good intense. But that's a good thing. But Coach, good luck to you and your team the rest of the season. And like I said, I'll try to holler at you maybe towards the end, and you can co-host with me. If we don't get that done, I'm definitely going to get you during football season, and we'll get you on here. We'll have us a good fun for a couple hours.
Well, if Brian ever gets off vacation, just call me.
Now, I probably will get a message from him later. He'll go, did Jeff Davis say I was on vacation? I'll say,
first of all, listen, you go and look how much time is he on camera, and then count how many times he's off camera. So what?
Well, he was on
how
camera
hard
about
is the job?
He was on camera about every day last week.
But how long?
They showed him every time when they was getting ready, all the way up to the bowl game. I never saw
15 minutes per time.
Probably. But you know how Brian is. Brian's a busy guy. He says he's a lot going on.
I'm going to leave you with this, and I hope Brian's watching. If not, you can tell him this.
Oh.
I was in Memphis when Kentucky was playing North Carolina. I know what Brian does when he's not on the camera. He's walking around, talking to people. He's a fan. He's
definitely a true fan. Wait a minute.
I think he just texted me.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'll probably get a text from him too, probably. But Coach, absolute honor. I mean, I love having you on the show. As I said, you're a great man. Love having you. Like I said, we'll try to get you back on here before the end of the year. Some capacity guest, if not, definitely guest. But if we can get you for co-host, not this year, definitely next season, we'll get you on here. Coach, good luck to you, your team, and continue the prayers for the rest of the Commonwealth.
We'll do it, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work, and don't get stressed over on that bench in those games now.
I won't. I'll stay calm and collected.
All right,
See you,
man.
Coach.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Jeff Davis, head basketball coach of the South Laurel Cardinal, as he's getting set to play Knox Central Tuesday night, 7:30 at Knox Central, right here in my backyard. He's got Bell County 4 days later in the Raymond Reed Classic, and then Corbin in a huge district game on the 11th. We'll have John Lowe with us in just a little bit. Hey, we've got a great show, but I have not had any comments from nobody. You guys, no phone calls, no comments. You've let me down. Don't let me down. Give me a holler. We still got almost 42 minutes left in the show. We'd love a phone call. I've not heard from nobody. The phone lines are open. The phone number is 1-346-314-0906. Give me a phone call. Leave me a comment. You guys didn't live. I've had one comment, and that was from Josh Hall. I need your comments. I want to know what's going on in your mind or what's going on out there. Wish Happy New Year to somebody. But as I said, my Facebook had got hacked during Christmas, so I had to make a whole new one. So if you get any friend requests from me, they are legitimate. And I want to go ahead and let you know that you can keep, if you get something from me, or if I send you something, it is legitimate. I am sending you that because I need to build my friend thing back up again. Now, joining us is going to be Mr. John Lowe of WYMT. Now, John, I'm going to put you on this, not put you on the spot. I'm going to actually ask you if you'll do this for me. will you remain with me for the rest of the show if you can?
If I can, I will say this, and I did
If
order
you
a
can.
pizza. I ordered a
Oh,
pizza from
pizza.
Pizza Hut. I might have to step out and get it if they knock on the door.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
I want to finish the show with somebody to talk to except myself. I love my coaches. Josh and Jeff were two unbelievable interviews right there with both them guys. They were two of the classiest coaches in the mountain. Well, I still call Josh a mountain boy because even though he is coach of George Rogers Clark, he played at Alice Lloyd, he coached at Knox County, he coached at JBS. So to me, he always will be a mountain boy.
They're looking good. They're looking really good.
I would say they're definitely going to be in my top 5 when it comes to my top 25 on Thursday night. But I wouldn't doubt if you don't see them be 1 or 2 in the new top 25 poll that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. The AP poll comes out. Yeah.
First AP poll of the year, and also comes out tomorrow is the I know a lot of people frown when I say this name. The Dave Cantrell ratings come out tomorrow. You don't know that gentleman. That's in the Lexington Herald Leader. He rates all the teams from top to bottom, and some regions use his ratings to determine seating in a district or determine tiebreakers and things like that. So tomorrow is the first AP poll of the year. I wouldn't doubt if you don't see Ballard probably 1, probably George Rogers Clark 2 or 3, Cub Cab probably 2. I'm thinking the top 5 will probably be Ballard 1, Cub Cab 2, George Rogers Clark 3, probably Lexington Catholic 4, and probably 5. Probably I don't know. That 5th spot's gonna be pretty hard, but we'll be interested to see the first AP poll of the year for the basketball.
It could be North Laurel. It could be North Laurel.
I would definitely think they'll be top 10. With the stretch run they've had with the playing in the King of the Bluegrass, they played Cub Cab, top team in state, and then they lose to George Rogers Clark in the semis.
Yep.
It's not been a nice little run there for North Laurel, but they're as I'm watching these Christmas tournaments, John, we always some teams go in there and they don't know how to approach it right off the bat, and then they get themselves falling asleep by trying to think. Well, I think we're pretty good, but then you forget how you need to play. You try to play some totally different way. It's not even your style. Have you seen that? Are you seeing that happening? Because I feel like some of our teams are trying to play way above their head when they just need to play normal.
Right. And I think another part of these tournaments, I would imagine for all these coaches, is they're using this as an opportunity to learn more about themselves. And I think one of the teams that probably did a lot of that was Breathitt County. They swept that tournament down in Destin. Beat a really good team out of Alabama in the final on a buzzer-beating shot. But I think they would take this time to look at themselves and see where they need to improve on. And you're doing these in games that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And it's an opportunity to go to Florida or go to South Carolina or go to Gatlinburg or go to do that. And I think that's what a lot of these teams did. But they probably do get a little bit in their head and think, okay, we need to play this now because they're playing up compared to maybe some of the teams they'd see in their district, like Shelby Valley girls. They're not playing Jenkins in these tournaments. So
No. I was just we're going to go over all the all-A's in a little bit, but I've already seen a game that's already caught my eye for Wednesday night. Martin County Shelby Valley girls at the arena, and I know you guys are going to be there, but that's the top 2 teams I think in the 15th girls with Pikeville in the upper bracket.
Mhm.
And how do you get a game like Shelby Valley Martin County to start the new year? I don't know how you get. Because that's going to be unbelievable.
I was looking at the schedule for the week, and I asked you, what's the 14th region look like, and I was looking at that 15th region. I was like, we can't afford to not be there every day. We can't afford to not be there every day. Even Prestonsburg, pretty solid. I saw them play Hazard the other day. They looked pretty good. So I'm really excited for that Martin County Shelby Valley game. I haven't seen Martin County play in person yet, but Shelby Valley, they've had a tough schedule to start out playing teams like Anderson County and LCA and yeah.
Well,
I mean,
let's look at your top 10. So this will give us an idea of what, because this won't look nothing like this come tomorrow. All right.
no,
You had
no.
when we last left. This was the last YM. Now you might have had one more and I didn't see it, but you had North Laurel 1, Knox Central 2, Harlan Kenton. I'm sorry, that's boys. Let me look girls. I'm a girls. Okay, yeah. Shelby Valley 1. You had North Laurel 2. You had Knott County 3, Pikeville 4, South Laurel 5, Knox Central 6, Corbin 7, Lawrence County 8, you had Somerset 9, and you had Southwestern 10. Now, Shelby
We've
Valley
had
one.
We've had one come out since then. We had one come out 2 days after Christmas.
But it probably was not. Probably a lot of the same teams. Montgomery County. I mean, Martin County was probably added.
Yeah, we this. I'll read it down for you.
Yeah, read me your last one.
For girls, 1 North Laurel. We moved them up to number 1. 2 Shelby Valley, 3 Pikeville, 4 Corbin, 5 Martin County, 6 Lawrence County, 7 Knox Central, 8 Pulaski County, 9 South Laurel, and 10 Prestonsburg. And that reminds me, another big game that's outside of All A that's happening tomorrow, North Laurel and Pulaski County playing tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be there. But yeah, that's our most recent top 10. Of course, we're gonna have a new one come out tomorrow.
And it's gonna be totally different because all these teams have won and lost. Still, but as I look, who stands out to you right now as being the best team out of the group of 10? To me, it's Martin County. If I'm just picking a girls' team, I think Martin County and I think Martin County and Shelby Valley are the 2 best teams. And if they played any of the other 13 or 14, I think they could beat them on about any given night.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could come back and beat Martin County and Shelby Valley on a given night. But if I was a betting man, I would take it on Martin County and Shelby Valley. What do you think?
Right. Well, the thing that's tough for me, especially after a week like this, is that all these teams went down south and they played teams I'm not familiar with. So, like Lawrence County, for example, they went down to Charleston, South Carolina, played a tournament down there, beat James Island High School. I don't know nothing about James Island. Don't know if that was a good win. Don't know if that was a bad win. I would imagine it's a good one.
I'm lucky to know where Pierre's school's at. I would definitely not be able to tell you where James Island's school's at.
I know. Yeah, Pierre's. It took me a while. I had to Google it. And this is saying something because I used to cover Johnson County when I was at SAZ. It's right on the line there between Johnson and Floyd. Had to look.
They don't have a school. They don't have a team no more. See, they were listed in the bracket just because they had to list all their All-A schools when they had drawn it out. So that's why they were in there. Somebody asked that question on D&D in an email that I saw, and they answered them back, but that was the reason why, because Pierre's don't have a basketball team no more anyway. So
KHSAA, they adjusted it because they actually just made it Shelby Valley, Martin County on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then, same thing with June Buchanan in the 14th region, right? Because now it means Leslie is all the way in the semis on the boys' side. They're in the semis automatically, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll do the girls first, and we'll do the boys. We talked about the 15th. We got Pikeville and Paintsville on Tuesday night. Got East Ridge and Prestonsburg. That'll be a Tuesday night game. Wednesday night, the first game will be Shelby Valley and Martin County, and then Betsy Lane and Jenkins. And the semifinals will be on Friday night, 6 and 7:30, with the championship on Saturday night at 7:00. And this is at the Appalachian Wire Salina there in Pikeville. Now, so we're thinking here: Pikeville, Shelby Valley, Martin County. One of those 3 is going to win it, right?
You'd have to think. I mean,
I don't think. I mean, not putting nobody else down, but I think Pikeville's going to get a solid victory against Paintsville. I think Prestonsburg's going to be East Ridge. To toss them up between Shelby Valley, and I think Betsy Lane will beat Jenkins. So
Yeah, I think Prestonsburg gives Pikeville in the semifinal a good first quarter, and then it'll be boom. Nothing against Prestonsburg. Love their team, but and then I think we're looking at easily, and I think you'd agree with me, the winner of the Shelby Valley Pikeville game or Shelby Valley Martin County game, excuse me.
And the battle will probably play Pikeville in the finals. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 13th region. We've already had a game. They played on December 31st. That would have been New Year's Eve. Middlesboro beat Link Camp to advance. So Middlesboro will play Harlan, or will play, Williamsburg will play Williamsburg, 6 o'clock. Now, this tournament is at
Williamsburg.
Is it at Williamsburg? Okay.
It's all at Williamsburg.
Okay. The second game is Redbird and Jackson County. And then on Tuesday night, it'll be Harlan, OBI, and then Pineville against Barberville. Now, I'm gonna give you a team. Now, you missed I talked to you Thursday evening when you come over there and try to get some highlights. My fault. My bad. I didn't let you know about the time change.
It's all good.
But you better be watching out for this Barberville team. They've got a young lady on their team that I bet if you went back and looked at the scorebook in the past 3 games this week, she probably came close to 75 to 100 points in the 3 games. She is phenomenal. This Barberville team is not a bad basketball team, John. I watched them for 3 days. They won. They lost a couple games. They won a game. We beat them, and we beat them pretty solid. But I thought we played 3 of our better days of ball because after we lost Iris, we had to pick up the pieces, and we continued on. And I thought we did a good job last week. But watch out for OBI. But I think if OBI takes care of business, they can be in the finals against Jackson County.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that upper bracket, I mean, and keep in mind, I have not yet, just through the schedule, I have not yet seen any of these teams in person. But I would just based off of what I've read, based off of what I've seen, based off of what I've heard, I would be hard pressed to find anyone challenging Jackson County in that upper bracket.
No. I think Jackson County's a deadlock to go to the finals.
Yeah.
And I think the Harlan Barberville game will be a good game for a while, but I think Barberville's size will just eat them up inside. And I think they'll, if the big girl gets out on the floor, she can shoot it from anywhere, behind the 3-point line, anywhere. I mean, she's just deadly. She's just a great shooter. But that tournament's at Williamsburg. That is tomorrow night, Wednesday. Their semifinals, I think, is it Thursday?
Thursday,
and the finals is Friday.
Yep. And this is, and I was telling you, we were talking about this on Thursday. With this going on and the 14th region going on and the 15th region going on, the UK playing, this is one of those moments. We were talking about this on Thursday. We need 3.
Yeah, we don't gotta have 3. Gotta have 3. This is one. You need one at the 14th, one at the 15th, and one at the 13th because you got to get it. These are some highlights that you're going to see some good basketball this week.
Well, also on Saturday, we also got UK, so it's kind of like,
Yeah, they got Georgia. No, they got LSU first,
and then they have Georgia on Saturday.
Then Georgia on Saturday. We're going to get into Kentucky basketball after we get up done with all the All-A, but I want to get I got some interesting thoughts there. Okay, now let's get to the 14th region, girls. Now, the 15th and the 13th draw 2 separate brackets out, one for the girls, one for the boys, one for the girls, one for the boys. But the 14th don't do that no more. They draw one bracket for both teams, both boys and girls. I love this because it keeps them having to stay there all day, draw 2 separate brackets, and just waste time. One bracket, boys and girls, right here. That's all you need. That's all you got to have. All right. So tomorrow night, you got Owsley County, Wolf County boys and girls. That's a doubleheader. Knott County is going to play the winner of that game on Wednesday night. Buckhorn and Hazard, that's a doubleheader. That will be Lee County taking on the winner of that game. From the bottom bracket, you got Breathitt and Jackson City boys, because there is no girls game because Jackson City does not have a girls team. So Breathitt County automatically advances on to play Cordia on Wednesday. And then JBS and Leslie County both got byes. Now, on the girls' side, JBS will play Leslie County. This game does not have a time yet.
JBS and Leslie.
Sean, I will let you know that when I find out what time this game is going to be played, because they don't know if it's going to be 6 or if it's going to be 7. So I'll let you know. But
yeah, I imagine with the rest of them, it'll be, depending on where they are, to be a 6 o'clock, 7:30 doubleheader.
Yeah,
girls and boys. Yeah.
Well, there'll be no boys game because JBS don't have a team.
No,
Leslie County. We're going to get to the boys, but Leslie County boys are automatically already at semifinals. We're going to get to that in just a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a matchup that could be on the horizon. I think a lot of people will stub their nose at. If Owsley takes care of business tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Owsley County, Knott County girls at Owsley County. I like this matchup. But is Owsley County back after they had, everything that happened before Christmas and everything? I feel like they lost their mojo. That's a good way to put that. But are they getting it back now? Because, when everything happened at Prairie Central, they was not the same team. But I think you're starting to round back up into the team that I think they could be. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking, they could be back. They could be getting a groove back, but have they been challenged? I mean, and Knott Central's a challenge. I mean, Knott Central's kind of hit a skid too, though. So, I mean, you're right. That's a game that you really shouldn't thumb your nose at because, I mean, that is a good opportunity for both of those teams to kind of right the ship. Owsley to finish writing it and not to do it for sure. So, that'd be an amazing game. Actually, I need to pencil that in. I need to pencil that in assuming Owsley County wins.
You almost let that one slip by you. That'll happen because you look at the bracket that I sent you. It says the semifinals and the championships at Owsley. It's not. I need to repeat this one more time. This tournament has been moved to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex at Knott County Central High School on Saturday, 4 games, and Sunday, the championship, 2 and 4. It will be 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I think it's going to be 4:30 and 7:30 for the boys' games on Saturday. But this is going to be at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex at Knott County Central High School. The reason why Owsley County said it was just too tough to do it again. They did it last year. They said they was going on and let Knott County have it, so they moved it on to them. So
I can see that. I've been up there in Owsley. That's a tough place to get 4 teams in and out of, or 8 teams in and out. So that's tough. Yeah,
I mean, they did a good job last year. I have to give them credit. We played all day there. They did a super job, and but they just didn't want to have to go through all that again. And Knott County, they'll put on a good show. They'll do a great job. Probably even have a good hospitality room like they did for the YMT. And
all they need is Wi-Fi, and we're set.
You're exactly right. Yeah, they don't. You know what? I want to get into a discussion about Wi-Fi later in another show because a lot of schools don't have it, or if they do have it, it sucks. And you need to check a lot. I need to check stuff. You got to check stuff. It's just hard unless you got good 5G. You ain't getting nowhere. Okay.
Well, in the classic, we bring WYMT like all the trucks out there. We just set up our own Wi-Fi because the tough thing is, and I'm sure you know this, some of these schools will have blocks for Twitter and Facebook. So even if you have internet, it's not worth anything to you because you can't be on social media and talk about the game.
All right, let's go to the boys now. I don't have the boys 15. I know you do, so go ahead and give me the game.
Actually, don't.
I could.
I have the boys 13th. I do not have the boys.
I've got the boys 13th and the boys 14th, but I don't have the 15th.
Yeah, I've not been able to find the 15th.
But I did see a game. I did see where Shelby Valley is going to play Martin County in a game. So I may be thinking this might be the same bracket for the boys and the girls. This could be. If Pikeville's playing Paintsville, then they're definitely playing the same bracket. But I didn't look that up. Let me see who Pikeville boys play. on my phone.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's see, because if it is, it will be the same. It'll be the same bracket as the girls. So, all right, Pikeville, All A, they play Phelps. So, no, they do. They have a whole separate bracket. So, Pikeville will play Phelps. I wonder. I know Shelby Valley plays Martin County.
What I'm
Let's
seeing
see.
is I'm
Let's see who
seeing
Betsy Lane plays.
I'm seeing Prestonsburg and Paintsville. Shelby Valley
Betsy
and
Lane does not have an opponent.
So they'll probably play the winner of Prestonsburg and Paintsville.
Let's see who Prestonsburg
Maybe.
plays. Prestonsburg will play Paintsville.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit different for girls, but close to about what it would be.
Mm-hmm. We'll be able to talk about this next week because this doesn't start till Monday, so
okay, we'll get more. Yeah, we'll break it down more on when we get to the 15th. Now the boys 13th. They've already had a game in it too. They had it back on December the 7th.
And Pineville looked good. I was at that game. They played Oneida.
Yeah,
and they
played up.
Good.
Yeah, they beat Pineville won pretty big in that game, didn't they? It was about 15 points.
It was a dog fight. When I got there, it was like midway through the second quarter because I had to anchor. And by the time I got there, it was a dog fight through the third quarter, and then eventually Pineville pulled away. But
this tournament is at Harlan Independent, and it starts on Saturday, January 8th, 1, 3, 5, and 7. You have Pineville versus Middlesboro, Barberville taking on Williamsburg. That's going to be a nice game right there.
Yeah, Barberville's
Lynn Camp and Jackson County. That's going to be a nice game. And Harlan Independent and Redbird. So the semifinals for that will be on Monday night at 6 o'clock and 7:30. The championship will be on the 11th at 7 o'clock. Harlan and Barberville are the two teams I like. Williamsburg, Harlan, and Williamsburg, Barberville, and Harlan are the three teams I like here.
Mm-hmm. That Williamsburg Barberville game, and we will have all of these on at least on Saturday for sure. Courtney Lane Brewer's going. We already discussed it. She's going to that.
Well, you should be able to have the semifinals and finals too, because it's going to be on Monday, Tuesday when the other All A's will be done. So
yeah, well,
the boys will be starting the 15th, but
boys will be getting started, but 14th will be done, and all the other
13th. Yeah.
So I'm liking. Okay, so I'm going this game by game. I'll take Pineville, Barberville, Lynn Camp, and Harlan to make the semifinals.
You like Barberville? You like Barberville over Williamsburg? I do.
I'm not saying I don't like Williamsburg, but I like what I'm just seeing what I've been able to see. I like what Barberville's doing, so I'll take them. And
I think if that's the case, then I think it's going to be Barberville and Harlan Independent in the finals.
I agree, and I think Harlan takes that game.
Yeah, I think Harlan does win the 13th boys. I don't think they. I think the Barberville will give them a good game for a while, but I think the too much of Cal will just take that game over. Now to the 14th boys, and this is where it gets a little weird because I already told you Leslie County boys. Well, I'm going down to the bottom of the bracket for one purpose. I'm going ahead and put Leslie County boys in the semifinals, and why we'll get back to that in just a moment. Let's get to the boys' side of the draw. We already told you these are boy-girl doubleheaders that start tomorrow night, which is Allen County, Wolf County. Knott will play the winner. Hazard Buckhorn. Lee County plays the winner. Cordia will play the winner of the Breathitt Jackson City boys game only. Cordia automatically plays Breathitt in the girls game because Jackson City don't have a girls team. And then JBS and Leslie County boys, but Leslie County boys automatically advance to semifinals because JBS don't have a team. Now, no disrespect to the bottom bracket, because I think a lot of people think the winner of the court. Everybody believes that the winner of the Cordia Breathitt County is going to win this tournament. Now,
I agree.
but are we not giving Hazard and Knott County enough? Maybe a little more respect because they've improved. They're getting better. Hazard got back Max Johnson, and I think getting back Johnson really helped Hazard. It gives them another point guard. It gives them more depth with their bench. It allows them to start an older kid and get those younger kids some more experience. But what's your thoughts there?
I think Hazard has had to get some time to come into its own. I think they easily beat Buckhorn. And then, I think they're a shoe into the semis. I don't think that Knott. I mean, I like Knott. I think Wolf County beats them. I think Wolf County beats Knott County Central.
Yeah, I think everybody's thinking. I think the people I've talked to said Wolf and Hazard in one semifinal, Breathitt, Leslie in the other.
Yep.
I mean,
I agree. Wolf went toe to toe with Breathitt at Breathitt. And
everybody would love to see Wolf Breathitt too.
Oh man, I would be there. Sign me up. That game.
You think
up
that
in
would
Jackson.
happen again? And that would be on a neutral
I think it
floor.
could happen again. I think it could happen again. I would love to see that happen. I would be the first one to say I'm going there instead of Shelby Valley and Pikeville.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you, that Breathitt County Wolf County game in Jackson was amazing, and I can't even imagine what it would be like on a neutral court. I mean, it would be.
Coach Creech was awfully proud of his team after that game. He said that he thought they growed up a lot, but he says they still got a lot to do, a lot to get better at. But here's the danger for Breathitt, Cordy, and Wolf, all three. People's looking at them and say, well, they look automatic. They don't look like they'd be touchable. But if you let a team hang around long enough, they'll take you out. What's your thoughts? Because these are dangerous games. I mean, look at Lee County. They've got two of the better scorers in the whole region. They get Hazard. They get Hazard up there. I believe this game will be at Hazard, but still, Lee County can score.
That's the one team in the 14th region I have not really had a ton of experience with. Lee County, other than
you need to watch it. The Watterson kid is unbelievable. I mean, I don't think I've seen. He's an unbelievable shooter. He's a good kid off the floor. He's a great kid. He's a great athlete.
Now I do know we'll be there when Hazard plays Lee County.
I think that,
I know.
Yeah, because the team on the top bracket to a host. So if Knott would go to the winner of Wolf and Owsley, which will go to Wolf.
Pizza's here.
Lee would go to Hazard. Okay, get your
pizza. Pizza's here.
Get that pepperoni pizza. We'll keep it going. We'll again, here are the games tomorrow night. It's going to be Owsley County, Wolf County, doubleheader at Wolf County. Buckhorn Hazard. You can hear this game on, I think, on WSGS Power 101 maybe, or on WZQQ, whichever station. You'll hear it in the morning when Scott or Farron or Shane will make the announcement. I believe this game is also going to be on Facebook too. It's a doubleheader, 6 to 7:30 at Buckhorn. Breathitt County, Jackson City game, boys only. This will be probably about a 6 o'clock tip at Breathitt County High School, and there'll be no boys game tomorrow night because of there'll be no boys game on Wednesday night because Jackson City does not have JBS does not have a team. Semifinals and finals are at Knott County Central High School on the campus of the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. There start Saturday 12-2, and I think it's going to be either 4-6 or 4:37. So we'll find out more in the days to come as well on that. John Lowe is with me. He's getting his pizza, and he has got it right in front of me. Pepperoni looks like he has. He's probably a cheese guy.
It is pepperoni and banana peppers.
Oh,
stuffed crust.
My wife would love your pizza. She likes banana peppers. But let's see. All right. So I think we've got in all the All A. Let's talk about Kentucky a little bit because I want to talk with the women first. I have noticed that they had to cancel their last two games because of COVID. And Kovic in the Kentucky locker room. That's shocking to me because Coach Calipari was saying on the show that most of the campus is 90% vaccinated. Does that surprise you that the women had to cancel because of COVID?
Well, the one thing that people kind of forget sometimes is it's also contact tracing and quarantining. So what it could have been was just a situation of, say, like a few of them went home for Christmas, ran into someone who had it. They had a quarantine. They didn't have enough players. That'd be my guess. So
that's what I'm guessing too. Their game tomorrow night with Mississippi State has been canceled because of COVID. They did not play Auburn last Thursday because of COVID. That was canceled. And then they're scheduled to play Georgia on Thursday. That game is in doubt right now because it could be possibly canceled. So, and there's been no reschedulement for those games. So, hopefully that situation is not that bad, and they'll get back on track. Now to the men's team, and when we last left, we thought Kentucky was going to play Louisville. We heard a rumor that probably was not going to happen. It did not happen. Western ended up taking their spot. Kentucky got an easy win in that game, 83-56. Then they would play Missouri. They would end up winning that game pretty solid. Then they played High Point on Tubby Day, Friday. They got a 92-48 victory there. And Kentucky seems to me that they're starting to get in sync right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Calvin Grady is one of the best three-point shooters, I think, in the country. What do you think?
Sorry.
I give you a good question, and you got pizza.
You can't stop the power of Pizza Hut, man. I will be a spokesperson for them if I need to. So yeah, Calvin Grady is good.
He's got such. When he lets the ball go, I'm almost guaranteed it's going in.
The way he's playing right now, I'll tell you one kid. Well, he's like my age, but one guy on the team that's actually that Calipari's been really excited for. Lance Ware get more minutes.
Yeah, he played him a lot more in the last couple 2-3 games.
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed that Sheboy only got 8 rebounds against High Point. I was looking for 25, but that's unbelievable. This young man is so unbelievable. He's averaging 14 points and 18 rebounds in a game. That's I've never heard of that. I mean,
well, you know how these alleged McDonald's All-Americans are,
Wow.
As Bob Huggins would say.
Him all kinds of stuff because he's definitely I love to watch him play. He's so smooth around the basket, but he's so crafty when he gets rebounds.
He's good. He's good off the rebound. He's good at distributing. He's also a fantastic human being.
Yeah.
And
they say he's the nicest guy you can meet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Is this good radio? I feel like this is good radio right now.
Oh, well, we love this. This is great. Listen, we've had everything on this show. I've had me knocking over stuff to people bringing their dogs in, and this show's had everything. So somebody eating is not nothing new to me. I'm drinking all the time. If you'll notice, I'm usually drinking a water, but tonight I'm drinking a Coke. So my wife brought me some supper. And so it's okay. I mean, tonight's not. I did want to apologize to everybody right off the bat again for not. I tried to give me a co-host, but just so many people were busy. But with me, we're not going to have a show next week because of the All A. I'll be back with you on the 16th. Me and John both will. But I couldn't juggle putting the show together and not know if I'd be here or not. So I just made it easy. We won't have one next Sunday because there's a good chance I'll have to be at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex if a certain team wins. So you got to take it game by game. So, but
I will say this: you make up for not finding a co-host by finding a better picture for me on your little promo there. You've been using the
So
one
you
from
like
like
the-
3 years ago with all the
But
scruff.
did
and then
you
found
like the new one I put up or the other one I
did.
usually use? You
I
like the
did.
new
I
one?
did. I like the new one better. The old
I
one
try
is
to
like
find a different. I try to find a different picture of you. A lot of your pictures have you still working when you're working at WS. But I don't want to put that on there because you don't work for them. You work for for YMT. So I try to find stuff that you got YMT on, or you're doing something in front of YMT. Because that's where you're from, and that's where that's where you're supposed to have it from. I figured you'd like that picture.
I do.
I had to do a little
appreciate
adjustment on it too, just a little bit, but not much.
Mhm.
Where Kentucky gets ready to go play LSU now, the schedule's going to get tougher. But then they play Georgia, which Georgia they've lost 3 of their last 4, but they've lost to teams that you should never lose to. Gardner Webb beat them. Gardner Webb also beat Kentucky back about 6-7 years ago. But here's a trap game on the road at LSU and then a home game against Georgia. What's your thoughts about the next 2 Kentucky games?
Well, I think LSU is going to bring a lot more press, which is something that I don't think Kentucky's seen a ton of. So it's going to be a lot more. I mean, it's a lot more. I mean, this is Will Wade. He came from VCU, Havoc. I mean, that's his bread and butter. So it'll be interesting to see how this team adapts to a more, a forceful press, full court press. For Georgia, on paper, Kentucky should knock the crap out of them, but it's Tom Crean. You know how Tom Crean has a history with Kentucky. Yeah.
And plus, we've got his former point guard. And you would think that Severe Wheeler is going to go. He's going to make it a statement to go off on Georgia that night.
Absolutely. Which is why I love the redemption arcs of all these guys. Not necessarily at Kentucky, but just anytime a transfer plays their former school. I was really hoping for a Kentucky, West Virginia, SEC Big 12 challenge.
Yeah.
Would have been amazing, especially if it was in Morgantown. Would have been amazing.
They drew Kansas this year.
Yeah. They're still in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So,
West Virginia, what's their record right now? What is
11-2.
11-2. I know they were high up there. I know they're rated top 10 right now. Last time I looked. So, all right. Let me go ahead, John. While you take another bite of pizza, let me go ahead and put some final finishing notes out here. We'll get out of here. I want to thank everybody that watched the show tonight. We had a ton of people. Still got a ton of people watching. Had very few comments. I think one of the reasons why a lot of stuff connected to my Facebook and it's telling me that I couldn't comment. I have to go there and change that. But I can. That'll be done by the time we come back in 2 weeks. I want to thank Coach Cook, Coach Davis, and John for definitely being here tonight. Of course, I did not have a co-host. Apologize for that. Well, John North is supposed to be my co-host in 2 weeks. We'll talk more about that in just about a second. I'll be back with you Thursday night. That's January the 6th. We'll have the CJ High School basketball report. It will be the first one of the new season, 2022. I'll have my first new regional basketball rankings, my first top 25, and the brand new WYMTV and my top 10s will be out on Thursday night, and we'll have much, much more. You can see that on Facebook Live, YouTube, and the D&D Sports Network. Also, I'll be back with you in 2 weeks on Sunday night, January 16th, for episode number 21 of the CJ Howard Show. My co-host is supposed to be John North, and we'll have much more stars then. Hopefully by then we will have all of our All-A winners, and we can go over all of the All-A on that night. Also, go to YouTube and go type in CJ Howard. I got several videos up there. You guys can go subscribe to my channel and get me up to 1,000 subscribers. I can do a lot more live stuff over there. And even if the possibility could work itself out, I might even sell some merchandise over there. And I could always use extra money to make the show better. And I need all the help that I can get. John, I want to say thank you so much for hanging there with me. I want you to stay with me even when we get off the air. But want to thank you. But appreciate your time. And if you'll get any final thoughts you want to say, and then we'll get out of here.
So it's great win for Kentucky yesterday in the Citrus Bowl.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was an unbelievable game. Do you think Robinson goes or stays?
I don't know. I can understand either one.
Yeah,
I think his stock probably won't be higher than it is now, but you never know.
He's right now a 2 or a 3, second or third round. So yeah, we'll wait and see. One other thing before we leave, congratulations to my Cincinnati Bengals, 2022 North Division champions today. Hoodoo after they defeated the Kansas City Chiefs on a field goal, 34-31. Congratulations to the Bengals. They're in the playoffs. They had the preseason. I think in the offseason, they had the Bengals bottom of the North and one of the worst teams in there, but they're showing that they're better than what they play. All right, I want to tell everybody that as I end every show, this is CJ Howard, ready third and heading for home. Good night, everybody. I want to wish you a happy new year and good 22. We'll see you on the 16th of January for the 21st episode of the CJ Howard Show.